Hello guys, welcome to the session 3. In this session we are going to discuss on the SDLC and STLC cycle. Software development life cycle is a set of process that we follow to develop a product. Okay, and it has different phases that are executed in a systemic way. The first phase is requirement gathering. In this phase we are connecting with the customer. We are understanding their problem, understanding the requirement, and then we are doing the feasibility study, right? And whether it can be developed or not, if there is any gap, we are fully understanding the requirement and documenting it, right? Once the requirement gathering documentation done, it will be output as a requirement specification document, right? That will be used to convert the document into a design specification document in the phase of designing phase. So we're inserting the design verification phase, the requirement that we have captured, right, as SRS document. We're converting into a design document and ensuring this meets the business need, right? Like last session we discussed regarding the requirement verification, design verification, code verification concepts, right? Here it comes. So a requirement gathering, we are performing, documenting this and performing the requirement verification, ensuring the customer requirement is captured correctly. And the designing phase, in the design verification, we are ensuring the design document that is prepared is according to the business need. Once design document is verified, we the developer, right, they start the coding, right, according to the different modules. So it comes under the coding implementation phase, where the developer build the code and they do the unit testing as a part of code verification. SME, they look for the code review, code walkthrough, everything happens and ensure okay this code, that module that is developed as per the requirement, right? Once everything signed up done, then the code will be deployed to a site where the tester, they do perform the testing and ensure the product, that module is defect free, right? Once that is done, then the code will be deployed into the production deploy environment, right, where the real customer end user, they do perform the their level of testing and ensure the requirement met, right, the module, right? So once that is done, they may come with some improvement, right? Once they look forward, they may think of some improvement required or any defect there, so they require maintenance. So it comes into the maintenance phase. So there are that I mentioned, right, the requirement gathering, design, coding, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. These are the series of systematic process that a software project follow to provide a high quality end product. That calls as a software development life cycle. I hope you guys are clear on this concept. Here we have one phase is there, right, requirement specification document. We'll discuss in detail over here. So requirement specification document, SRS, is a um, blueprint of a project, right? It defines the scope of the project, where we as a we connect with the customer, gather the information, the requirement, understand feasibility, and then we ensure okay these are the modules can be developed. We plan it, right, to go through the different pages, right? Development, testing, validation, these are the pages, right? So we call as a blueprint of that, right? So because the customer, based upon the sign up, we prepare the document, get the sign up from the customer, so that the customer rely on that, right? Okay, this if the product developed based upon this software development specification document, then yes, my requirement will be met, and I'll be getting the end product will be according to my to solve my problem, right? And we must say requirement is complete before we proceed with the next design phase, design development phase, right? When we can say as a requirement complete, when the information which captured is require according to the implementation requirement. The developer cannot assume and do the coding, right? This should understand the importance of SRS document, and they should develop their code as per the design document, right? They cannot do assumption and then do the requirement. So it's very very important document the developer should understand fully before they start going forward with the test development, real development. Coming to software testing life cycle, so it's testing phase, right? Like in the previous session slide we have seen testing phase. So that is also is structured as a software testing life cycle, where the different phases are there to ensure the product, or the end product that we are getting is right. It has proper good quality. So there is a sequence of activities we perform: the requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, test environment setup, test case execution, defect logging, and test cycle closure, where we are getting the sign up from the end user. So requirement analysis, like I mentioned in the beginning, we are connecting the customer, understanding their problem, understanding their requirement, right? We are doing the analysis feasibility study. Then we are defining the scope. Once we understand, we are preparing the SRS document, defining the scope of that, right? In the requirement analysis phase. Then test planning. In test planning, based upon that, we are planning, right? Without planning, it's just not test planning, anything in your life we should plan properly to execute, right? So similarly the project, we should plan it. To plan that, there should be some state of processes and the documents, right? So creation of test plan and creation of strategy document, that is a part of test planning. I'm going to explain the store component in detail in the upcoming slide. Just keep patience, guys. We'll discuss detail over there. Test case development based on the requirement document, design document, so test cases creation will be done, right? And it can be manual test cases or automation test script. Manual test cases, from the requirement of one which is feasible for automation, then the automation tester, they build the test script for that, right? So this part of a test case development. Test environment setup, right? So creation of test environment closely simulating the production environment, right? Because without, if you are not simulating the production environment, whatever defect you found, right, there will be no rely over there, right? So in production environment, if it is different, then the end user will end up with having more defect or bug issues, right? Because it's different kind of environment setup. So we need to ensure the testing environment where the tester is going to SIT, where the tester is really performing the testing, should be simulating the production environment which really the end user is using. So here use this environment for the testing. Then test execution, right? Here the team execute both manual and automation test cases, so that the if any any test case fails, then the test case defect can be logged for that, right? And developer team, they fix the defect, and the testing team, once they fix the defect, they have to retest the defect for the validation. So once defect validation done, everything looks good, the code is perfect, then we start with the test closure, where we are validating the all the deliverables are done or not, the customer giving the sign of the requirement document. So with that, we are closing the session 3, guys. I hope you are clear on the SDLC and STLC cycle.